Les bronzers quand même, c'est une longue histoire. Je sais pas pour vous, mais je crois que c'est
Bronzers,
l'un des
anyway,
premiers
it's a long
produits make-up
story.
que j'ai
I
découvert
don't
et
know
c'est
about
aussi l'un
you,
des
but I think
premiers
it's one of
produits
the first
make-up que
makeup
j'ai vu ma
products I
maman
discovered.
utiliser, notamment
It is
la
also one of the
Terracotta
first
Guerlain.
makeup
Je pense
products
qu'on
I
a
saw
un
my
peu
mom
tous
use,
la même
in particular
référence,
the
vous me direz ça
Terracotta
dans
from
les
Guerlain.
commentaires, mais voilà,
I think we all
Terracotta
have the same
Guerlain,
reference. You
Fossil
can
de
tell me
chez
that
Yves
in the
Saint Laurent,
comments.
enfin vraiment tous
But
ces
here's
produits-là que
Terracotta from
ma maman
Guerlain, fossil
utilisait.
from
On
Yves
a la
Saint
chance
Laurent.
entre temps
Well,
d'avoir
really
des
all these
paquets
products that I
lourds
saw
de
my mom
marques
using.
avec différents
We
budgets qui
have,
nous
in the
ont du
meantime,
coup
been lucky to have
proposé des
seen a
formules.
variety
Donc
of
il faut savoir
brands
qu'on
with
n'avait pas
different
trop le
budgets,
choix.
offering
En
us a
bronzer,
plethora of
justement,
formulas.
dites-moi en commentaire si vous
Before, we
pensez
didn't
à
have much
d'autres marques.
choice,
Je parle de
especially
ça
when
il
it
y
comes
a,
to
allez,
tanning.
on va dire 10
Tell me
ans.
in the
Franchement,
comments if
mis
you
à
can think
part
of other
ça, ou
brands
à
I
la
should
limite
talk
les
about.
sahariennes de
Come
chez Yves Saint
on, let's
Laurent
say
ou
10
le
years
bronzer
ago.
Soleil Tan de chez
Frankly, apart
Chanel,
from Saharan
vraiment j'ai
women at Yves
l'impression
Saint
qu'on n'avait
Laurent or the
pas le
bronzer
choix
Soleil
du
Tan
tout.
de
Alors
Chanel, I
qu'aujourd'hui,
have
voilà,
the
plein
impression
de
that we
marques
had
qui
no
sont
choice.
arrivées et on a
All well
surtout
today,
eu
we
des
have plenty of
super
brands that
bonnes
have
formules.
arrived and have
Donc aujourd'hui,
especially
on a le
provided
choix
us
et je
with
vais vous
super good
montrer à mes
formulas.
yeux, en tout cas en
So
ce
today,
moment,
we have
quels
a
sont
choice,
mes
and I will
10
show you my
bronzers
10
poudre
preferred bronzer
préférés. Donc
powders.
on a du
You will
mat,
see that
du
the bronzers I
satiné, du
like are the ones that
irisé.
are
Vous
super
verrez
easy to
que moi, les
apply,
bronzers que
super easy to
j'apprécie, ce
blend.
sont ceux qui vont être
So, if you buy
hyper
one of the
faciles à
bronzers that
appliquer,
I
hyper
recommend, you will
faciles à
not regret your
estomper. Vraiment,
choice.
si vous
In the
achetez
sense
l'un des
that you will
bronzers
not
que je
have
vous
any
recommande, vous ne
demarcation, you will not
regretterez
have
pas
any
votre choix dans
problems,
le
you
sens
won't
où
have
vous
any
n'aurez pas
adverse
de
effects.
démarcation, vous
The
galérerez
formulas that I
pas,
have
vous n'aurez pas
next are the
d'effet de tache
bronzers
parce
that
que
I keep
moi,
in
les
my
formules qui
collection.
font ça, je les
These are the
reste.
ones I
Voilà, les
value as a
bronzers que
very
je
good
garde dans ma
investment
collection,
because
ce
what's
sont
good when
ceux
it
que
comes to tanners,
j'estime
even
être
at
un
some
très bon
point, and when you want
investissement
good
parce que bon, voilà,
formulas,
les
the
bronzers,
budget
enfin, ça a
increases
quand même un
immediately.
certain coût. Et quand tu veux
So,
de
I'm
bonnes
not saying
formules,
that there
le
aren't any
budget
gems at a
augmente
low
tout de suite. Alors, je
price.
dis pas qu'il n'y a pas de pépites
Anyway,
à
when I
petit
look at
prix.
what
En
I
tout
have
cas, quand je
now,
regarde
it's in the
là,
rather
parce que j'ai été
intermediate
dans les
brands,
marques
and that
plutôt
is thanks to these
intermédiaires
brands
et
that
c'est
we were
grâce
able
à
to
ces
access
marques
much
qui
more
nous sont
interesting
arrivées dans un
formulas.
premier temps
I think
des
today, for the
États-Unis
majority
qu'on
of
a
my
pu
budget,
avoir
I have
accès
for
à des
tanning,
formules
compared
beaucoup
to other
plus
categories of
intéressantes, je
makeup
trouve.
products where I
Aujourd'hui,
will be
c'est
able
la
to more
majorité
easily
des
find
budgets
crazy
que
little
j'ai
budget
pour le
gems.
bronzer. Je trouve que
I think that the
comparé à
bronzer still
d'autres
remains one
catégories de
product that,
produits
here,
make-up
I
que
have
vous
a
allez
lot of
pouvoir
trouble
plus
getting a hit of
facilement
heart,
vous
and when I
dénicher
have
des
some,
pépites de
it's all
teint, des
following a
petits
certain
budgets, je
budget.
trouve que le
But
bronzer,
in
quand
any
même, ça
case, you
reste
can be
l'un
sure
des
that again.
produits qui, voilà, j'ai quand même beaucoup de mal à avoir des coups de cœur et quand j'en ai, c'est tout de suite un certain budget. Mais en tout cas, vous pouvez être sûr que, encore une fois, si vous investissez dans ce que je vous propose aujourd'hui, vous ne regretterez pas votre achat parce que ce sont des formules qui vont vraiment vous faciliter la vie. Ce sont des formules qui sont bien pigmentées mais pas trop, donc vous n'avez pas besoin d'y retourner 1000 fois avec votre pinceau, donc il y a quand même une certaine économie derrière. Et voilà, en tout cas, j'espère que cette vidéo
If you
va vous
invest
être
in what I
utile et
propose
on se
today,
retrouvera
you won't
demain pour la
regret your
partie
purchase because they are
crème et
formulas that will
liquide.
really
Si c'est
suit
ce que vous
you, making
préférez
life
du bronzer,
easier.
sachez qu'il y a une
These
partie
formulas
crème
are
et
well
liquide aussi
pigmented
que
but
je vais
not
vous
too
filmer
pigmented,
aujourd'hui avec
so
une
you don't need to go
posteuse.
back
Aujourd'hui, je suis en train
1,000
de courir,
times
je
with
me
your
suis dit, il n'y a
brush,
pas moyen
ensuring a
que je
certain
respecte mon
economy.
planning de une
I hope
vidéo
this
top 10
video will
par
be
jour.
useful to you,
Midi, j'ai
and we will meet
déjeuné
tomorrow
avec
for the game.
Lancôme, c'était super
Cream
cool.
and liquid
L'intéressant,
options are
pareil,
available
on
if
a
that's your
parlé des
preference.
nouveautés à venir et tout.
Know
Franchement,
that
il y
there
a
is
du
a part on
croustillant.
cream
J'ai
and liquid
enchaîné
that I will
le
film
pop of
today
Dior
and post
aujourd'hui Yves
tomorrow.
Saint Laurent au body. Je vous
Today,
mettrai
I am
des
quite
images et
busy
je vous ferai
trying to
un
stick
pop
to
of
my
Dior
schedule of
très
posting a
joli. Et du
top
coup,
10
j'y suis
video
allée
per
pour
day.
créer du contenu pour Yves Saint
Today,
Laurent
I had
beauté.
lunch
Là,
with
on enchaîne
Lancôme,
juste
and it
après,
was
il y a un
super
événement
cool and
House
interesting.
Labs parce que
We
ça y est,
discussed
la
news and
marque
upcoming
Lady
events.
Gaga arrive chez nous,
Later,
chez
I
Sephora.
visited the
D'ailleurs,
Saint
il y a le
Laurent Beauty
bronzer,
pop-up store to
vraiment
create
vidéo, autant
content.
vous le dire, il est juste
Following
incroyable.
that,
Et
there is
aussi,
a House
j'enchaîne avec
Labs
une soirée
event,
Yves Saint
as
Laurent
Lady
beauté.
Gaga's
Je me
brand
suis
is
dit,
coming to
celle-là,
Sephora.
tu l'auras
The
promis
House
parce
Labs
qu'il y a
products
une
in this
vidéo par
video are
jour. Donc,
incredible.
je m'y tiens
I
et j'ai
continue with an
embarqué
evening
mon
at Saint Laurent
setup et
Beauty,
tout.
but I reminded
Enfin
myself that I
bref,
promised to
depuis
post
ce
a
matin,
video
j'ai
per
ma
day, so I
caméra
stuck
dans
to
mon
it
sac.
despite
Mon
my
sac,
busy
il est
day.
super
I
lourd.
have
Je me
my
suis dit, dès
camera
qu'il
with
va
me
y avoir un
since this
moment pour me
morning,
poser un
ready to shoot
torchon
whenever I
propre,
have
j'ai
a
filmé ma
moment.
vidéo. Donc
I
j'espère que ça
hope
vous
this
fait plaisir.
dedication makes
Sans
you
plus
happy.
tarder, let's go.
Let's
Prenez
now
votre
move on
petit
to today's
bloc-notes là parce
content.
que je vais vous
Since we
proposer
were
du très
discussing
très lourd
House
aujourd'hui.
Labs, I'll start with the bronzer, the Power Sculpt Velvety Bronzer in the Velvety Tan shade. I have it in medium shade 6. House Labs not only offers great bronzers but also blushes, which share a similar base in their
Étant
formula.
donné qu'on parlait de
If you
House
haven't
Labs,
seen my
je vais
video blog
commencer
where I
par là
talked about the
avec le
blushes, I recommend
bronzer
checking
qui
it
est le
out as
Power
it's super
Sculpt
interesting.
Velvet Bronzer, bronzer velouté. Alors celui-ci, je l'ai en teinte teinte Medium 6, je crois. Ouais, Medium Level 6. Donc c'est le bronzer de chez House Labs. Alors il faut savoir que chez House Labs, s'il y a bien un produit que je vous recommande, c'est le bronzer, mais également les blushs. Mais pour moi, ils ont comme cette même base en fait. J'ai l'impression que la formule part de la même base parce que c'est toujours cet effet, comme je vous l'ai dit dans ma vidéo blush. Si vous n'avez pas vu d'ailleurs, je vous ai posté les blushs, allez voir, c'est super intéressant. Et du coup, je vous ai parlé des blushs House Labs qui ont vraiment cette
The particularity of feeling like a kid. Velour under your finger, but my god, it's so easy to apply that it fades in just 2 seconds. You don't even have to make an effort with the brush. It's quite incredible, it's the kind of formula that I love every time. Once I tell you it's smooth, it's really velvety like a petit beurre biscuit. It's part of this kind of formula. Frankly, they are incredible. I find that the only problem, I put quotation marks because that will depend on your skin color, is that it can be quite complicated to find the right shade at House Labs. I think it's not easy, so yes, you have the option to go directly to Sephora. For me, it's the medium shade 6, so if you are close to my skin tone, don't hesitate to try it. It's the only slightly complex thing. Anyway, I love the packaging. It's really super pretty, the texture is crazy, and the formula is frankly incredible. You can go for it. The new Lady Gaga range is alright. It's different from what she offered before when she was selling on Amazon. She has revamped everything, and the formulas are amazing. So, frankly, you can go for it. Speaking of novelties, I also want to tell you about REM bronzers. They are crazy, absolutely crazy. I find the same particularity as House Labs, so I use the Blazed shade. I'm not sure if it's the best shade for me, but it's the only one I have. The formula is incredible, as I mentioned in the blush really for me. Anyway, in terms of powder texture, bronzer, and blush, House Labs and ROM Beauty are the novelties that you shouldn't miss out on. The technology is amazing. It's super easy to blend, the pigmentation is top-notch, and you can't go wrong. You just need a quick sweep with your brush. It can be applied by itself, in fact, you don't even need to work it for a long time. It's a little gem, a small wonder. And in terms of the quality-price relationship, ROM Beauty really stands out as one of the best on the market. Don't hesitate to check them out, it's a brand that isn't talked about enough. Well, each time I tell you, I compare them to Rare Beauty, but I don't understand why because these formulas are just amazing. Another bronzer that has the same particularity. Moreover, if over the last few years you have used the bronzer from Physicians formula because I recommended it, then you'll love the REM in the house.
Vous allez adorer le REM et le House Lab. C'est ce même truc de petit beurre qui s'estompe, qui se floute sur ta peau. Sauf que House Labs et REM Beauty, ce que j'aime, c'est qu'ils sont quand même.
Lob, it's that same thing. The same thing of little butter that fades, that blurs on your skin, except that House Labs and our Beauty. What I like is that they are still a bit more pigmented than Formula Physicist, who can be a small little physicist Formula 1. I have to go back there quite a few times to have good opacity. While REM and House Lab, you don't need to go back there times, but if you have a low budget and want to understand what I am talking about when I tell you that it's Petit Bourra Fade, feel free to start possibly by this one because it costs less. If you like this texture, do not hesitate to invest in two others. You're just going to like are one of the best on the market. I've had this one for years. So here is another bronzer that is exceptional in my eyes. I have already spoken about it a million times on my YouTube channel. It's the Tanner from Valentino Beauty, the #1 makeup product in my eyes. At Valentino Beauty, it's not given, it's in a super beautiful packaging. You have a brush here, and you have a little lipstick right there. I think it's just a bit of a shame that they don't sell it alone to be able to reduce the cost a bit for those who don't have the budget to buy all this jewelry because it is clearly an object that you can wear. That's the only negative because I say to myself, maybe some who say to themselves, frankly, I don't need both, too bad. While the bronzer formula is right, unbelievable guys, it's crazy. And besides the little trick that I give every time for those who say, yeah, I don't have the budget, it's too expensive, you have the refills from Valentino Beauty. So, at the limit, you can just take the refill because I think it closes well, but you will suddenly not have all the beautiful packaging with. But frankly, the formula is crazy. Gucci Beauty, yeah, I said hey to you in this video, there won't be much small budget because really for me the best bronzer formulas have a few small and small budget, but they are no better than those. That's why I said to myself, Sana, you have to do your real top 10. In fact, I started to say yes to myself, but I have to put on a low budget, but I want to be objective. Objectively, the Tanner Gucci Beauty is amazing, really. Same Gucci Beauty, we don't hear too much talk, but I assure you that put good luck, well the super beautiful packaging.
La formule du bronzer, elle est incroyable. J'utilise la teinte numéro 3 si jamais ça vous intéresse. Incroyable. Et vraiment, Gucci Beauty, ils ont vraiment kill the game avec le bronzer. Bon, bah, vu qu'on est dans le luxe, je suis désolée, mais le dernier bronzer de chez Yves Saint Laurent Beauty, oh my god, non, vraiment, quand je vois
The universe and the brand you are buying have a super nice formula.
Ils ont du souci à se faire. Je sais que c'est un
Under a small hidden brush, the bronzer formula is incredible.
Je me dis, ouais, t'as des marques de luxe qui ont
I use the shade number 3, which is really Gucci Beauty.
On a fini les petits manèges là.
They nailed it with the tan.
Et franchement, c'est le cas pour le Yves Saint Laurent.
Since we are in the luxury segment, the latest bronzer from Yves Saint Laurent Beauty is amazing. When I see these luxurious bronzers, I think that Guerlain has something to worry about. Luxury brands have understood the need to upgrade, and Yves Saint Laurent is a great example. I use the color Hyper Bronze number 3, which is perfect for me. It's smooth, easy to apply, and infused with care. The formulation includes hyaluronic acid, which blends perfectly with your skin tone. The Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Fusion Powder is beautiful and slightly satiny, perfect for adding glow or setting cream or liquid bronzer. It merges beautifully with the skin. For a radiant finish, MAC has released a range called Beautiful Radiant Skin Finish. It gives a subtle glow with iridescence. I use the medium shade Golden, which is magnificent if you want a tanned effect with a touch of light. If you prefer a matte finish,
Oh
go
là
for the
là,
products I
pareil, ça
introduced
t'apporte
earlier.
un petit glow. Alors là, on n'est plus sur un bronzer
If the satin
satiné,
formula is what
mais
you
pareil,
prefer,
avec des
go for
petits
the glowing
irisés
effect.
super beaux. Moi, j'utilise la teinte
If
Medium
you want an
Golden.
iridescent
Ça,
look,
c'est
go for
magnifique. Idem
Armani,
si tu
MAC,
veux
or
te donner un
Hourglass.
effet bronzé, mais avec de la lumière. C'est pas pour ceux qui préfèrent le mat. Dirigez-vous vers ceux que je vous ai présentés juste avant. Même si ceux que je vous ai présentés avant, la formule fait que c'est satiné. C'est vraiment bonne mine en fait. Mais si vous voulez de l'iriser, prenez-vous soit le Armani, soit celui-ci, soit le Hourglass. My god, c'est celui que j'ai aujourd'hui, je sais pas si vous le verrez, mais en fait ça bronze et en même temps ça te laisse un fini hyper glowy, c'est celui-ci. Vraiment, pour moi il n'y en a pas deux, des comme ça c'est le Radiant Bronze Light, voilà, de chez Hourglass, magnifique. Et donc vous avez des petites nacres, c'est sublime, magnifique. Vraiment très beau produit de chez Hourglass. Je trouve que c'est vraiment leur plus-value à eux, c'est qu'ils pondent des produits qui font naturels mais hyper lumineux.
Today, I don't know if you'll see, but in fact, it tans and at the same time, tan that leaves you infinitely glowing. This one really, for me, there is none. Like this is the radiant bronze light here from Hourglass. It's beautiful, with small nacres, sublime, magnificent, really, very beautiful products from Hourglass. I think it's really their favorite thing, complete products that look natural but super bright without using highlighter anymore. I'll show you one from H Cosmetics because, for me, the formula is definitely worth trying. It reminds me a lot of MAC, but it's smooth, natural, and applies so well on the face. It's H Cosmetics every time. I say put H. Why don't you highlight your makeup products that are just right? Incredible. So, it's the beach shade, and you really have an effect like you've come back from the beach but with a natural glow. Similarly, it's easy to apply. I'm not going to tell you about all the bronzers I show you in this video, but if I show you a bronzer, it's easy to apply without you stressing over it. It's incredible. To finish this special video on bronzer, the bronzer from Charlotte Ferry. And yes, this one, it was in my drawers for years. When I brought it out, I said to myself, I forgot how much I love you. In fact, it's the movie star Bronze and Glow. So, you have a tanning party and the other part with a highlighter. Know that there are two shades, you have another one here, which is rather peach, that I use over the bronzer or over a blush. They are truly magnificent. I swear it's easy to blend, definitely, for me, the formula of this bronzer is much better than the last bronzer she released. Oh, there's a little butter to fade. Plus, you have a highlighter that you can apply over. The formulas are, me, I use the two shades. The two shades suit me, and I like the other because I can use peach and blush. But really, that's a forgotten but incredible. So, that's all for this special video, my top 10 bronzer. I hope you enjoyed it. It's more than you'll have found a little treasure. I know once again that it is a certain budget. In this video, there aren't too many prices, but I prefer to be honest with you. I would really prefer that you invest in a good product with a sick formula rather than offering you a